Hello. So today I want to talk to you about The Yellow House. And this is a game that was part of 25th Century's 2025 import collection. And they were kind enough to send it to me, and it is now available in retail. And it is a really great and interesting game for two players. And I appreciate that it is a two-player game that is meant to be a two-player game. It's not a game that was a 3, 4, 5-player game that they've now made like a dual version of. No, this is just a two-player game. So Van Gogh got this house, painted it yellow, wanted to create this artist community, brought in Gauguin. They didn't really like each other. They had a lot of heated debates. During one of those, that's when Van Gogh decided that part of his ear no longer needed to be part of his body. So in this game, you are having a back and forth, somewhat of a trick taker, but really more of a shedding game to see which one of you will get to reign supreme. So they are having debates or arguments over the elements of art. So you have passion, you have skill, you have inspiration, and you have money. And what is needed most to make great art? Well, that is what the debates are centering around. So you have 28 cards that have, oh, I mixed in my support cards. Whoops. You have 28 cards plus 5 support cards that are not supposed to be mixed in, because I got overzealous and just started shuffling my deck. So of the 28 cards, there are 7 of each color. And there is an advanced variant where the color, when you play it, will also give you an ability, but don't start there. Just start with the regular one. So each player is going to get 12 cards. So there will be initially 4 that are unknown. So you will look at your cards, and to start out each round, all of the elements are equal. They're all at 1, but that will be changing during your game. So you're going to look at your hand and decide, which 2 cards do I want to give to my opponent? So then you'll have some information as to what they have, and you sort of know what they have because only 4 cards are unknown. So I think I will pass these 2 greens to my opponent, and then my opponent will also pass some cards to me, and they are going to pass a red and a purple. So what this means is initially these elements of art have been strengthened by the number of cards that were passed. So we have that, we have our new hands. And now we're going to have our debates. And in our debates, we are going to be working to strengthen elements to play cards. And once all 4 cards have been played or one player has decided to pass, that ends that debate. Cards go away, and then we start a new debate. And essentially, so the debates are tricks, but kind of not. It's really more of a card shedding game, because once you get down to the last card in your hand and you play out your final card, you have won that round. And whatever card you used to win that final round, to play that final card, you will keep and you will put under your cute little palette. So if it were purple, for example, I would do that. We then start out with 12 cards again and go through the whole process. If I manage to go out a second time with purple being my final card, I win the game. Otherwise, it's going to take 3 cards of different colors to win the game. So either 2 cards of the same color or 3 of different colors for either player wins the game. So the game will have anywhere between 2 and 5 rounds based on how skillful you are at it or how well you manage to play. So how do we start playing? So we have our initial values, and obviously cards can only get up to a top value of 8. And once someone goes out and has no cards, all the values will go back down to 1. So it will reset. But within this hand, it won't. So I can decide to play anything I want if I'm the person leading off. So let's say I play out a purple card. I'm going to play it down here. I'm going to say purple. Skill's the most important thing. So now the other player must play a skill that is worth more, or must play one of the colors. So they must play green because it's inherently worth more, or they must make one of the colors worth more in this debate. So they can only make the color up to exactly 1 more than this is. So they need to play something higher than purple. So they could strengthen red by 1, and that would do it. They could play green, or they could strengthen yellow by 2. You can't just strengthen by a whole bunch right off the bat. Doesn't work that way. So let's say they're going to strengthen yellow by 2. So they're going to say, okay, I'm strengthening yellow by 2. And then they must immediately play a yellow, which they successfully did. So now I cannot play purple or yellow because, like I said, only the color can be played one time. So I could strengthen red by 2 and then play red. I could pass if I don't like my options, and that would let them start over with the values as they are. And there's strategic reasons you may want to do that. Or I can strengthen. So let's see. I think I am going to strengthen green by 1, and then I will play a green out. So their only option now is to pass or to play red. So they would need to strengthen red by 2 and then play red. And let's say they don't have enough red to do that. There are these 5 support cards, and you can use 1 at a time, but only ever 3 in a round. So they could say, okay, I'm going to strengthen red by 1, 2, 3. So they will go 1, 2, 3, and then they will play red. So this debate is now over, and that goes away, and then they get to start the next debate. So they could start with red because that's going to be harder for me to beat. But let's say they want to get rid of a purple card. So, no, they want to get rid of their yellow. So they play their yellow out. And then it comes back to me, and I have to strengthen or play something that is higher valued than yellow. So I am going to use a support card, and I am going to strengthen purple by 2 and play out purple. And play proceeds that way, like I said, until one person plays out their final card. And when they do, whatever their final card is, they will then put under their cute little wooden pallet, and that will be the first towards their 2 or 3 for winning the game. So I like it because it's this push and pull, this tug of war. If you have someone who's really analytical, they can really kind of pay attention to what cards are out there, what the likelihood is someone will play something. You, of course, have imperfect information, but as you play, okay, so then the next round, because whoever won one kept a card, now there's only 3 cards that are unknown. So it gets to be more and more information. I think the components are really high quality, which I appreciate. I also like that the inside of the box, if I can get it open, why are boxes so hard to open when there's nothing in them, is super cute because it looks like a little briefcase, a little artist case that you store everything in. But I think this game is really creative in that it's sort of trick taking, but really more card shedding. And it's a great 2-player. So I would love to know what you think of it. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.